Welcome back to the second video of Discovering Tut. The saga continues. We were on page number 23, paragraph 3. Shall we begin? The mummy is in very bad condition because of what Carter did in 1920s, said Zahi Hawa, Secretary General of Egypt Supreme Council of Antiquities, as he leaned over the body for a long first look. So, do you remember, children? The body of Tut was discovered in 1922. So, it was discovered by Howard Carter. Okay, so after taking when that body was taken out by Howard Carter, it was left in a very bad condition. Who came to know? Zahi Hawass came to know. When? In 2005, 5 January 2005, when his body was taken out from the tomb after 80 years. So after reading the body, Zahi Hawass came to the conclusion that it was in a very bad condition. Okay. Howard Carter, that is, was the British archaeologist who in 1922 discovered that tomb after years of futile searching. So, Howard Carter might have searched the body for many years. Futile means useless, but his efforts came to useless. And finally, in 1922, he discovered Tut's body. Okay, so its contents, though hastily ransacked in antiquity, were surprisingly complete. So, here Zahi Hawass is surprised to see that though all the ornaments and things were taken out hastily, means quickly, without taking care, but still, ransacked means they were looted, they were taken out as if they were looted, but still they all were complete. None of the things were missing. Antiquity means very old objects. All those objects were still present with the body. They remain the richest royal collection ever found and have become part of the pharaoh's legend. So all those richest collections were still there and they were the part of the pharaoh's legend. So, what is Pharaoh, children? Supreme ruler of ancient Egypt. So, supreme ruler were known as pharaohs. Okay, in Egypt. Stunning artifacts in gold, their eternal brilliance meant to guarantee resurrection, caused a sensation at the time of the discovery and still get the most attention. So, Zahi Hawass found that the stunning artifacts means objects of art that are made by hands. They were made of gold. Okay, they were glittering, they were shining. Okay, and their eternal brilliance meant to guarantee resurrection, caused a sensation at the time of discovery. So resurrection means rebirth. Okay, so they were still present there, which created sensation when Zahi Hawass saw them, because he could make out that those artifacts can guarantee the rebirth of a person. Okay, but Tut was also sorry, but where is it? Tut was also buried with everyday things he would want in the afterlife: board games, a bronze razor, linen undergarments, cases of food and wine. So all these things were also buried with Tut's body in the coffin, because he might need them in his second life. This was the belief of the ancient people. You might have studied in your history notebooks also, children. History books, sorry. After months of carefully recording the pharaoh's funerary treasures, Carter began investigating his three nested coffins. So, after recording all those funerary treasures, all those things, all those collections of valuable objects which were buried with the body, Carter began investigating the three nested coffins. Now, the tomb of Tut had three coffins, okay? So he opened the first one. Opening the first, he found a shroud adorned with garlands of willow and olive leaves, wild clary, lotus petals, cornflowers, the faded evidence of a burial in March or April. So, the shroud means the cover of the dead body, okay, कफन जिसको कहते हैं. It was adorned means it was decorated with different leaves and flowers which bloom only in the month of April and March. So those faded leaves and petals were the evidence of the burial time of Tut. He Zahi Hawass understood that he was buried in the month of March and or April. Both Zahi Hawass as well as Howard Carter also. So, now in this paragraph we are talking about Carter's investigation. So he made his readings that burial was done in April or March. When he finally reached the mummy, though he ran into trouble, the ritual resins had hardened, cementing Tut to the bottom of his solid gold coffin. No amount of legitimate force could move them. Carter wrote later what was to be done. So, when the coffin was opened, then Howard Carter he found some difficulties. What was the difficulty? The resin, the adhesive, the sticky flammable organic substance which is insoluble in water that was used to stick the body of Tut to the coffin. So that resin had become hardened like a cement. Therefore, body of Tut got stuck to the bottom of the gold coffin and it became very difficult for Carter to remove it. He continuously put force on it, but he could do nothing. The sun can beat down like a hammer this far south in Egypt, and Carter tried to use it to loosen the resins. He knew that in the south of in Egypt the sun was very bright. He thought that the sun rays, strong sun rays, would help him to loosen the body from the bottom of the coffin. For several hours, he set the mummy outside in blazing sunshine that heated it to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. So, in order to loosen the resins, he kept the mummy in the blazing sun. At what degree? At 149 degree Fahrenheit. Nothing budged, nothing changed, children. It remained same. He reported with scientific detachment that the consolidated material had to be chiseled away from beneath the limbs and trunk before it was possible to raise the king's remains. So he came to the conclusion that in order to remove the body from the coffin, the body has to be chiseled away. Chisel is a sharp tool which helps us to separate two things. Okay, जिसको कहते हैं शैनी कहते हैं इसका. Okay, sharp edge होता है इसका. So chisel was used to separate the body from the coffin. In his defense, Carter really had little choice. If he hadn't cut the mummy free, thieves most certainly would have circumvented the guards and ripped it apart to remove the gold. So he said he had very less to defend himself, but still he says that if he would have not removed the body by chiseling away, then the thieves would have looted all the gold and would have ripped the body from the coffin. How they would have done? By circumvented means by outwitting, by cheating the guards who were posted there. If he would have not chiseled away the body, the thieves might have looted all gold ornaments by outwitting the guards. Okay, circumvented means outwitted or outsmarted. They might have outsmarted the guards by cheating them. Okay, therefore, so he's saying these words in his own defense. Who? Howard Carter. Okay. In Tut's time, the royals were fabulously wealthy and they thought or hoped they could take their riches with them. So, in order to take the riches and valuable things with them, their ornaments were before the death, the kings and the princes, they used to order his people, his subjects, to bury all his riches and wealth with their body. Therefore, Tut's things were also buried with him. Okay, so for his journey to the great beyond, King Tut was lavished with glittering goods, precious collars, inlaid necklaces and bracelets, rings, amulets, ceremonial aprons, sandals, sheaths for his fingers and toes, coverings, which sheaths means covering, okay? Like those warriors and kings wear na coverings on their fingers and toes. So all these things were buried with the body. Okay, so and now the iconic inner coffin and mask, all of pure gold. To separate Tut from his adornments, Carter's man removed the mummy head and severed nearly every major joint. So, in order to remove the body, Carter and his man, they cut each and every major part and mummy's head, and afterwards they reassembled the remains on a layer of sand. Afterwards, what did they do? They reassembled all the body parts on the layer of a sand in a wooden box with padding that concealed the damage, and they did the padding so that the damage of the body could not be visible soon. And the bed where Tut now rests. So now rest means the bed to which Tut was lying now when Zahi Hawass opened the coffin. So in this video, this much is enough. So meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.